Hello, and welcome to this year's Great Reads Awards ceremony. As you can see, we're still in the virtual world, and I'll be your virtual host. My name is Linda, and I'm a librarian at Killarnarden Community School, and you're all very welcome. And now I'd like to pass you over to a great favorite here at the Great Reads Awards, children's author, teacher, and our very special guest, Dave Rudden.
Hi folks, I'm author and cut price Seth Rogen, Dave Rudden, and it is once again a great pleasure to welcome you to the Great Reads Awards. It's been a year, a lot has happened. I got one haircut, the world is on fire, they're renaming Tato Park, who can keep up, and yet it is in times like this that we look to literature, not just for escapism or a jaunt into the unreal and the fantastic, but because stories are how we process the world. Stories are more real at times than the reality we have. Stories have power. They remind us in times of hardship that we might struggle, but other people have struggled before us and will struggle after us, and we are never as alone as we think. My favorite thing about reading is the moment when an author describes an emotion or an experience and you realize, I felt like that too. That's what makes the Great Reads Awards so great. You are the voters, you pick the winners, and you do it together. Your favorite book on this list is someone else's favorite book. Your favorite character, your favorite moment is shared with someone else in your class or in a different school. You're all connected by these awards. And as an author, no award is worth as much as one given by your readers. God, this year's intro is very serious. All I did last year was make jokes and talk about my adorable newborn. Oh, he's become so large and ferocious. Send help. But without further ado, I would like to announce the junior and senior shortlists for the Great Reads Awards. In the junior category, we have The Deep Blue Between by Aisha Haruna Atta. We have Pet by Akweke Emezi. We have Here the Whole Time by Vitor Martins. We have A Kind of Spark by Elle McNichol. And we have All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. In the senior category, we have Boys Don't Cry by Fiona Scarlett. We have The Henna Wars by Adiba Jagadar. We have The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. We have Guard Your Heart by Sue Divan. And we have What Beauty There Is by Corey Anderson. Thank you so much for including me as always. I hope you folks have a really good day wherever you're watching this. Take care, and I will see you soon.
Thanks, Dave. Now here's a look at our shortlisted books in the junior category.
Hi, my name is Aisha Haruna Atta. I am delighted to be nominated for the Great Reads Awards 2021. I am the author of The Deep Blue Between, a book about twin sisters separated after a brutal attack on their village. They remain connected, however, through their dreams of water and on a quest to find each other. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Victor from St. Vincent's National College, and I read the book The Deep Blue. In my opinion, it was a very good book discovering the two twin sisters, Asana and Sienna, go on their journey from when they were separated from birth, well not birth, but from their families at a young age, and their family was like basically torn apart. But they didn't lose hope, and they had a spark through dreams each day, and they knew that they were still out there, and I really liked that. So throughout the story, we get to go on this journey with Asana, like with all the adventures, through the seas, through the land, through these fierce adventures, just to get back with her sister. And I find it's a good example of resilience and to never give up. So yeah, that's why I liked it, in my opinion.
Pet by Akweke Emezi is an inclusive novel about how evil thrives when we all forget to look for it. Umeze creates an ideal world where there's no more monsters. But maybe Jam and her best friend Redemption can see what the other adults can't.
Hi everyone, my name is Vitor Martins and I'm a Brazilian writer. I am the author of Here the Whole Time. Here the Whole Time, it's my YA debut novel. It's a story about a fat gay kid called Felipe, and Felipe wants to spend his winter break just chilling, watching TV and reading his books, but suddenly he finds out that Caio, his long life crush and neighbor, is going to spend 15 days at his house while Caio's parents are going on a vacation. So now Felipe has to deal with a lot of his body image insecurities, and it's a story about friendship and love and learning that it's okay to ask for help. I hope you pick up Here the Whole Time, and I hope you have a lovely time reading this. Beijos, ciao ciao.
Here the whole time. I like this book because the character development is very interesting as you see Philippe become more comfortable with his identity and who he is and how he looks, and how Chow, we learn more about him as the novel goes on. We find out that he's actually quite similar to Philippe. My favourite character was Philippe's mother because she was an aspiring artist, very funny, and added quite a lot to the story in a subtle way.
I like how the book shows that most characters are human and that they all have flaws, but by the end most of them feel happy in themselves. And I think the book has a rather nice sense of humor, and I especially like how it doesn't try to go really dark or really how some books do, and it knows what it is, and I really enjoy that.
Okay, great.
A Kind of Spark by Ellie McNichol is about a neurodivergent girl who campaigns for a memorial for the women who were burned as witches in her small Scottish town.
My name is Caroline O'Donoghue. I am the author of All Our Hidden Gifts, as you can see here on prominent display in the background. And All Our Hidden Gifts is a young adult novel about Maeve Chambers, who discovers a packet of tarot cards in her school and finds very quickly that she has an extraordinary knack for telling people's tarot. It all goes a little bit wrong when her ex-best friend Lily accidentally gets a reading and then accidentally goes missing. All Our Hidden Gifts is a story about tarot and friendship and love and forgiveness and going to school in Ireland and being afraid of the leaving cert, and it's just so many things. Big families, small families, all of the above. I'm so excited that Irish students are going to be reading this and have been reading this. As an Irish author myself, I used my own school library just so often, and it became a real cornerstone of, I think, my whole personality as an adult. So it's really exciting to take part in the Great Read Awards.
I really like this book because I find it like relatable, because I know there's like voodoo and like wizardy stuff in it, but like besides that, there's like at the start she like makes a mistake and like is like blaming everybody else for it, but like after that she like throughout the book she like starts taking responsibility for her actions, and that was like, yeah.
I really liked the way Tara was portrayed in this book, and I thought it was really interesting how she uses the cards to guide her for what her mission is in the book, and I just really like that. So I thought it was like really interesting.
Ooh, sorry. I got caught up in the drama. And the winner of the Great Reads Award in the junior category is All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. Congratulations, Caroline, and all that voted.
So much Great Read Awards for recognising all our hidden gifts in the Great Read Awards. I couldn't be more thrilled. This is the first award of any kind I've ever had for my writing, and it makes it so much more meaningful that it was voted for by students in Ireland, of which I used to be one. So it feels like a really wonderful full circle moment. And I'd also like to say to anybody who is an aspiring novelist, an aspiring storyteller, or an aspiring anything, just remember that like who you are, don't let silly things judge whether or not you can do it. For a really long time, I thought that I couldn't do this job because I wasn't very good in school, and because even in English, which was supposed to be my best subject, I would consistently get like C's and D's. Um, and because of that, I sort of put my dreams away for a long time because I thought it was only for a certain kind of high achieving person. Um, but then when I got back round to it, I was like, oh no, I love doing this, and there is a future for every sort of person and every sort of brain and every sort of imagination in the book world, in publishing, in storytelling. So anyone who has an idea for a book, has an idea for a story, don't let anything or any reviews or any bad grades or any haters like get in the way of you wanting to tell a story, because you'll never feel sorry that you did. Thank you again, Great Read Awards. This is a really, really huge honor.
Wow, that was great. Now let's see the books in our senior category.
Hi Irish book lovers, I'm Corey Anderson, the author of What Beauty There Is. Thanks to Great Reads Awards and the School Libraries Group for this incredible honor. Thank you for picking up the book and for letting the story of Jack and Ava and Maddie into your hearts. I'm deeply honored and grateful, and I appreciate it a lot. Cheers!
Hi, my name is Sue Diven and I'm the author of Guard Your Heart. And can I just start by saying thank you to all the librarians and the organisers of the Great Reads Award for including Guard Your Heart within this year's shortlist. It's been a real honour. More importantly, thank you to all the wonderful students who have made the effort to read the book, to review it, and to those of you who might read it in the future. Gur míle maith. A little bit about the book. Guard Your Heart is set in Derry in the summer of 2016. It's a Romeo and Juliet, like a boy meets girl, sat in the context of the legacy of the Troubles. So two 18-year-olds who have never lived one single day during the Troubles, but whose lives are impacted by it. And right on the front cover, there's a really important question that asks, what if peace is harder than war? And it's a really provocative question. In the story, when Aidan is a victim of a sectarian hate crime that Iona films on her mobile phone, the two, their lives tangle and they have to unpack a whole pile of stuff together. And it is a love story, but it's also very much more than that. It's a gritty, fast-paced, contemporary page-turner of a story with a lot of issues around identity, politics, poverty, political, social, cultural issues. And I suppose my real hope is that if you read this book, that when you get to the end of it, it will have made you think, that it might have brought you into a different world that opened up something new for you to reflect on yourself and in your own life circumstances too. So once again, thank you very much for including the book in the Great Reads Award.
I like this book because it kind of like reminded me of Romeo and Juliet, like a little bit, and it was like a nice bit about Irish history, but still like a romance.
I liked the book because it portrayed a realistic image of romance, and it wasn't just sugar-coated, which is quite interesting to me.
I liked the book because it was set after the Troubles, and it shows how young people are affected by the violence and conflict during the Troubles, and I think it's really beautifully written, and it sends a good message about peace.
I really like the book because I think all the references in it are really accurate, from like pop culture to all the places, and out of all the Goodreads books that I read, this one's definitely my favourite.
This book is The Gilded Ones, and it's the debut novel of Namina Forna. What I really like about this book is how it builds the setting and how nothing really feels out of place or strange in it, but it makes sense in the overall atmosphere. One of my favorite parts of it is the golden blood and how people are treated because of it, and the developments that happen because of that later on in the story.
My favorite part about the book was that it openly talks about issues such as racism and misogyny, and I think this is really important because not a lot of authors would very directly and openly talk about issues such as these. So yeah, I think this is brilliant. This is my favorite thing about it.
I think this book is good for people in junior cycle, and although I think people in senior cycle can still enjoy it, I don't think they would enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I think they would appreciate it more than.
Great. Hi, I'm Michael Sheehy from St. Vincent's Catholic College, and I read the Glider ones. It's about a girl called Decca, and it has it's trying to focus on feminist tones and that girl's power and all, which is good, but it's not for everyone. And I did find this book hard to read as the narrative wasn't very clear and all, and I just wouldn't have been my top book. And yeah, thank you. But I would recommend it to other people if they were into that sort of thing.
We read the book The Henna Wars, and I personally really enjoy it because it brings a serious topic of cultural appropriation to light, and Adiba wrote it in a way that younger readers can understand it a bit better. And I really enjoyed how she shows both cultures, Brazilian and Indian, together, and I really enjoyed that.
I find it very interesting about how Nishat develops on her different love interests and how she gets to realize in herself and know what, and we get to see all the different emotions she goes through, and seeing her connect with Flavia and seeing different relationships through the story.
I enjoyed the book because of the character development mainly. I liked the way Nishat and Flavia interacted throughout the entire book. That was good.
And this book would be suitable for anyone in first year. Really recommend
it. This book, Boys Don't Cry by Fiona Scarlett. It's a fictional novel. It's a debut novel for this author. Personally, my favourite character would be Joe. He's a 17-year-old talented artist, and he's considered a very good older brother to his younger brother Finn. He's also 12.
What I really like about the book is how the chapters with Finn and Joe going vice versa each time. I really like how it's so separate with Finn's innocence and then Joe's cynical personality, and how the setting feels wildly different between the two of them, although it's the exact same. And that also goes for the characters and how they also feel wildly different with their personalities. The book also feels very real. It feels, because most books, they kind of have this false sense of reality, but this book actually feels like the characters are human and they're not kind of like these fake cardboard cutout type of people. So
yeah, personally, it was quite magnetic reading the book. I couldn't drop the book then. It's I'd really recommend reading this book. Thank you.
Well done to all the students who recorded reviews. And the winner of the Great Reads Award in the senior category is Guard Your Heart by Sue Diven. Congratulations, Sue, and again to all the students across the country who voted. Well done.
Wow, I'm actually blown away and really stunned that I've won. Thank you everybody who was a part of that. I actually can't believe it's the most read and got the highest votes from students. You guys are stars. To all the student readers and writers out there, all the Aidens and Ionas, I have one message. Whatever your dream is, dream big and work hard for your dream, because sometimes they actually come true. Thank you.
I want to congratulate all the winners, the voters, Dave Rudden, and all the school librarians who selected books, read them, and decided on the shortlists, as well as counted votes, made posters, and got you to read them. Thanks again. See you next year.